And we are back once again. Yes, we are continuing our spot session series on the Paris DLC. I know this has been a bit of a controversial DLC for a lot of people. A lot of people aren't that satisfied with it. I can understand that. It is somewhat basic here and there, rough around the edges, but I'm still getting my money's worth out of it, I think. And this is the next spot we are going to cover. It's kind of unique, lots of banks and weird stuff, so hopefully I should come up with something original and interesting. I hope. Let's have a look. Starting off with a bit of a cruise around the banks. Get a feel for it. Oh, you'll notice I added a rail right here, just to try and make this bit a bit more interesting, because you can do a few things up, over, around it, potentially, anyway. I do wish a lot of that lip slide stuff, or I hope some of that gets fixed, made a bit more consistent, because it is kind of temperamental, as you can see. I'm seeing if you could actually like grind around the whole thing, but it's actually pretty huge. You'd run out of speed pretty quick, unless you kind of come and attack it right here, and just do the very inside. Well, then again, kind of works. Bit kind of busted. Sure, let's get on the grass. Why not? I was going to say you could go down the other side, but I guess that's what I get for putting a rail down there. Okay, a bit smoother. The only problem is when you're in the lip slide position, you can't actually like ollie or do anything. Sometimes you really want to have the ability to do that to get out. All you can do is really do the like pivot, or the LB, whatever it is. So it'd be nice to be able to do like a flip trick out of this. You can also just float over the top. Nice floater? No, don't say floater. Jesus, rude. Yeah. Whoa. That stuff feels kind of nice. You do get a bit of a flow going, which makes it a kind of unique part of the map. It's a bit like the Brooklyn Banks. You can also do stuff like that. It's probably one of the only ways you can use this bowl, because I don't think you get to the top. Or maybe you could, you just need a ton of speed. You do a little hop in, hop, hop. Again, confusing skate and BMX terms. So a bit of a pop in will help. From the looks of it. That'll also work on the bank. Yeah, it does open up a few opportunities like that. I should actually do a flip out if I can. Don't know why I'm so into doing like power slides or reverting on those things. Uh-oh, we're out of bounds. This is illegal. You can't make it up. This does make me realise that I never really learned how to pump properly, because a lot of the transition stuff is just broken, so I never really had the use for it. I think it's just crouching down, right? Yeah, a lot of the transition stuff is kind of tricky. So it's nice they've got an area like this, but I hope they do fix it so you can take advantage of it. Whoa. Keep doing 180s out. I don't know why, just feels satisfying. Ooh. Sure. Yeah, as you can see, like, a lot of this is a little bit interesting. Interesting. That's the politically kind of correct way of putting it. Some would say broken, but that's too controversial for me. It's not broken, you're just not using it properly, right? Yeah, sure. Devs are definitely getting a bit of flack for this DLC though. I don't know, all the DLCs seem to be like mixed when it comes to reviews and stuff like that. So I think people are never happy that they've got to pay for a map, essentially. And I can understand that, there's mod maps. Typically, you get kind of an extra bit of quality to creature maps. Like, they're very high detail. And you can usually tell the difference between a mod map and a creature map. But this one's got a few too many little, well, dodgy bits to them. It's definitely a downturn in quality, which may suggest that they're losing time. Or I saw somebody mention it maybe to do with the Paris Olympics. Like, they just wanted to get something out on time, so they didn't finish it properly. Which is fair enough, I guess. But again, Nacon, or whatever they're called, just desperate for money, I think. That's what happens when you get scooped up by somebody like that. Still going. There we go. What just happened? Trying to see if I could get up it, like, in 1 or 2 goes. But I don't think you have enough speed. What is going on with these steps? They say the update's not out that like stabilizes those. That was actually pretty good. It looked wild as hell. I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah, I was thinking of going down like 2 levels, then another pot or something to get down the rest, but you don't have enough time, I think. And kind of get on halfway through. It's one way of doing it. Okay, lame as hell, but you get the idea. You don't just have to take it straight on. You can find ways to like utilize these flat bits in the middle to try and do something interesting. It may not actually be interesting in the end, but it's worth a go at least. Ugh. Yeah, utilize the rail at the top as well before you get going. Kind of basic. Barely held on to it. The bounce glitch is finally killed off. It'll be a happy day. Honestly, if session just never gets updated properly again, at least give us a fix to that. Who knows if they're going to keep working on this long term. Part of me wants to try gapping over both of these rails, but I don't know if there's a good angle for it. Yeah, it's going to be pretty rough. If you're always wondering why I do this run first, this is actually the fastest speed you can get. It depends on when you release, when you're running. But if you do that and hit a push, this was a slower version. If you get it just right, you get like this extra burst of speed, which is useful for gaps sometimes. It doesn't mean you have to deal with that, like not putting your board down animation or anything. Yeah, you see how fast it goes? That's kind of what I do to do gaps sometimes. Yeah, maybe not. Just clip the rail. A bit of an unusual way in. Another way of taking advantage of the rail. Can we go over it the other way? Kind of like that. Maybe a better angle. Barely made it. Surprisingly, the game really doesn't want you to do that for whatever reason. Yeah, a little bit of a blunt. What was that? It was a feeble up, and then what would that be on the way down? Just kind of cruising. Pretty hard to cruise on this bit. Sure. We'll just go straight up. Kind of screwed up on the way down. This rail's connected, so could you go around the corner? Almost. Ooh. Oh, what? That was super fluky, I think. You know what? I've kind of been walking around this place trying to figure out some stuff, and there's not really a lot coming to mind. It is a fairly basic area. And if I'm going to start like throwing loads of objects in, I'd rather do that in another video, I think. And I'm also going to save these street sections for the next one. Kind of want to cover all the other parts, basically, which are all like this. There's tons of chains and weird stuff I can do things on. This thing over here, I think this is kind of one of the worst parts of the map, like in terms of the way it was replicated. Like the walls are really bare bones compared to the real thing. And it's just all a bit kind of plain looking. I don't know if I'll bother with a section on here. I don't feel that inspired by it. It'd probably be pretty tough to like get a decent video out of it. Or maybe I'll include it with the streets video. But yeah, I think I'll cut this one maybe a little shorter than the last one. I'm not feeling all that inspired by that part of the map. Not to say it's a bad thing. It's just with all those lip tricks kind of not quite working right, or you've got to like really finesse it a lot. I'm kind of more inspired by doing some other non-bank type of stuff. So I'll save my energy for the next video, I think. Ugh. So maybe a little bit shorter than usual, but I will call it there. Plenty more to come though. I'm coming out with videos like twice a week at this rate, so plenty more to come. Don't fret. And yeah, thanks for keeping up with all these videos if you've been watching them. If you haven't seen all the other sections yet, I'm going through one by one, trying to cover everything. Some are longer than others, some are pretty huge, like one of them's like 27, 28 minutes. Yeah, it's wild. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.